every which time because that way he gets away from listening. So now you have to teach him not to do them when you don't want them. And it's the same thing. It doesn't matter what you teach them. Because first you teach the horse all the tricks. And now they have a whole bunch of tricks. The next thing you have to teach them is to wait for your aid. So that's sometimes because I make all my students write tests, because isn't that why they're training every day? And they hate writing tests. So some of them will say, well, I don't want to write that test because he will learn it. And I just left. Horses aren't as dumb as you think they are. You do the test once or twice, and they know it. You can't prevent that. But the trick now is not to let them anticipate and figure out that, oh, this happens here and be ahead of your age, because that's useless. So you have to teach him now to wait until you ask. And to do that, you have to set yourself in robot mode. Because if he starts to irritate you with this, he has won. It's exactly why he does it. So you shouldn't be able to ride on and control the next phase. And he's very good at them too. And that doesn't help him because he used them all the time. So you cannot react when he does the change. You just put him back and you can either walk and change the lead or you can make him go back on the other side. And then you do something instead like a circle, a half pass, a lengthening. Do something else where it's really hard for him to throw you the changes. And then you go back to the riding straight and ask for them. And you just have to bore him, wear him down until he goes, well, I really couldn't get to her. And it will annoy him that he can't get to, and after a while he just gives up on it. Because I've ridden lots of horses like this. Talented, physically talented, mentally out for lunch. Or calculating like this one. He said, I can do that, but I'll do it when I want to. So you really have to control yourself.
You're literally
and
one
that
and the same.
doesn't mean you should stop asking for them because he has to learn that something. But you got to keep asking the right way. Don't let it get you crazy when he just tosses them around because that's what he likes. Yeah. So you can't react. You can't buy into his game. Okay. So let's get on the circle. 20-meter circle at the canter. And of course, it's hard for you to work on the straightness when you aren't even in charge of the command. Yeah, so it's really difficult to do that. And do you have walls at home? Yeah, that's the problem.
I came here yesterday and I was like,
Oh, I tell you, that when we moved to Florida, we always had walls, of course, in New York because we were in a complete indoor. But then my husband suggested that we just put up an arena with no walls, and I just said, no way. You build the walls first, then you can build the arena. But we need the walls for training. And these walls are fabulous.
yeah, these are so nice.
Yeah, you can really get the straightness with the help of the wall. But first you have to canter straight on the wall. In any case, we're going to use this circle, as large as you can get it. And then to his great surprise, you are going to have a really nice, canter is lovely, by the way. The canter quality is just like he's collected. Now he's mad because he hasn't gotten his way so far. And he hasn't made you annoyed. So now he's thinking, what else could I fail at? Okay, steady. So next time you're on that part of the circle, you're going to very quietly hold the left rein and move your left leg back and ask him for a change to the outside. And then, keep your hands, your knuckles together, and your reins equal as possible. Frame his neck with the rein. Good job. Oh God, he is so surprised and so annoyed. Okay, and face him, and canter this way. And canter around until you are good and ready. Keep the circle large, because this is a harder change. And then you do exactly the same thing. All you want is one change, and then you canter on, and And you don't have to turn the other way. You can continue in there freely. Good. So I want to keep him guessing. That's the game, okay? The game is I don't want him to know where you're going next. Soon as he figures that out, he will do it himself. Good. So stay on the circle and do a change to the outside. Sit in. And there he did not listen to your aid. In his opinion, you weren't clear enough. But he knows you're trying to trick him. And good, stay out, and that's exactly what. We're going to pay him back with our own trick. Right brain, right leg, and change. Good, almost good. And canter off. Don't worry about him not doing it perfectly. He did it when you asked, and that's the whole, right now, that's the deal. Good girl. Yes, and sit still and keep cantering that way. I don't want him to turn the other way because he does that on his own. Good. Canter on again. And that's just the way to handle it. Try to get him back where you want him. And canter on. Right? Because he's trying everything now to aggravate you. And he goes to the right on his own. Don't let him go to the right after the change. Stay on the counter canter. Or stay on his, that's right. Stay up. Beautiful. Praise him. Praise him. You always have to praise him when he does something on the 8. All the time. It's important. So he knows what the game is. Good. Right brain, right leg, and change back. Good. Sit still and put on. That was probably too strong of a spur because there he overreacted, and I think it was from there. Too much aid. Get your spur, put your toes in and use your leg. Okay. Just your leg. Good. And pray. That's the kind of changes we want. Simple, relaxed, and whatever. Good. Now he put himself on the left knee, so now he has to do it to the counter canter. Be careful not to use the spur. That really takes him off. Good. Yeah, come on. Bump him with the leg. Come on. Go on. He fixed it. He fixed it. Yeah, good. And forward. Well, now we're doing all kinds of changes. So slow down, steady up. Good girl. Yeah, and just keep cantering. This is going to be more work than you bought in for, but just the way it goes. Let's sort of wear him down mentally so he goes, oh, I don't really want to do so many changes. And stay. Good job. Okay, and praise him. Good. And one more to the outside. Don't let him turn right. And don't kick him with a spur. Close the leg and change. Good. Praise him, walk. Cookie time.